I'm Dave Downson. Welcome to Grip Tips. Today we talk about streaks and tips. Still going. Still going. Now, whenever you're dealing with practical lighting, chances are you're going to be using some of this stuff. It's called streaks and tips. It's a hair highlighting spray, but what we use it for in the world of gripology is to actually dull the outside glass of a bulb. That way we can avoid things such as lens flare, or maybe we're just trying to cut the light down a little bit. Now, we have other different types of tools that knock light down, such as neutral density filters, scrims, a dimmer switch, but they also have their setbacks. After all, a neutral density filter and a scrim looks pretty obvious on camera, and a dimmer switch is fine except for when you turn it down, you're actually changing the color temperature, such as an earlier episode that I showed. So basically, if I'm using practical lighting and I can see the light bulb inside of my shot, chances are I'm going to knock it down with streaks and tips if I'm getting a lens flare. Now, I've only ever used Midnight Black from Streaks and Tips, but I also went and bought Icy White and Burnt Brown just to kind of see what is the difference between the three, because these are the three most common that you'll see in film. This is just a practical 60-watt, 2700 degree Kelvin bulb from Sylvania hooked up to a dimmer switch. And we're going to turn it all the way up to see the lens flare that it creates for our camera. Now, maybe we want the bulb to be this bright, but we don't want all this unnecessary lens flare. We can fix this by taking a bottle of Midnight Black Streaks and Tips and spraying it on the side of the bulb that is facing the camera. You will see that the lens flare I had before is almost completely gone. When you're applying this to a hot light bulb, it will smoke for about 10 seconds and stop. Now the light is ready for our scene, and you can clearly see the difference it made when I compare the back of the bulb to the front side where we sprayed. Streaks and Tips does come off easily, but it will require some sort of glass cleaner to completely remove it from the globe, such as the Pankrel spray bottle and the microfiber towel that I'm using here. Now let's try Burnt Brown to see if it's any different from Midnight Black. Same process here, I'll just spray it on and let it dry. This took away the lens flare, but I didn't really notice any difference between this and Midnight Black. But again, you can see the difference it made when comparing the front of the globe to the back. So we'll now wipe that off and move on to the Icy White. We'll spray it on and notice that once again the lens flare is completely gone. It also looks like a soft white light bulb, and I was kind of thinking to myself, why not just use an actual soft white light bulb? So I replaced the globe with a different light bulb that has a soft white finish and found that even a soft white light bulb can create a lens flare, which again can be taken away by applying Streaks and Tips. Let's take a look at the differences between the three. Right off the bat, I noticed that the brown and black look almost identical, but when compared to the white sample, I noticed that the bulb has a soft glow around it, and that's because we're not just cutting the light, we're also diffusing it. Also, and just as a side note, Icy White was the messiest to clean off of the bulb. It left my hands looking like they were covered in glitter, and I hate glitter. Let's look at the differences between brown and black, and I'm going to be honest and say that I didn't really see one, that is, until I turned the light off and noticed that the light bulb just looks dirty now, like maybe it was sprayed with some mud or something. I'm not entirely sure, and maybe somebody can chime in about this, but if I had to guess, I'd say that Burnt Brown is mainly used for the art department, but could also be used for the grip department if need be. Now that's just Streaks and Tips, but somebody told me that if you were in a pinch, you could use regular hairspray from the hair and makeup department. So I tried to do a comparison with that, and I came up with this result. Okay, so for this we're going to be using a pump spray from Suave and an aerosol spray can from Big Sexy Hair. We will start with Suave to see if it gives us a result, and I'm going to be honest, as much as I sprayed, I never got the lens flare to go away. Then I tried the Big Sexy Hair aerosol can, and again, it didn't matter how much I sprayed on, this never got rid of the lens flare. In addition to not getting a result, both hairsprays were harder to clean off the globe than the Streaks and Tips. It took me about 5 cycles of spraying Pankrel and wiping the globe off before I could get the bulb looking back to normal. So in conclusion, hairspray is not a quick fix. And now let's move on to the winner of a brand new Mayfer clamp. So congratulations to you. I will be contacting you very, very soon. As far as the rest of you, better luck next time, but I will have plenty of other giveaways coming. But if you like today's episode, let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on my Twitter right here. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you every Friday right here on Grip Tips.